few races on the schedule that I'm training for. First one, I have a half marathon down in Toledo. A couple weeks later, I have a 50K trail race. Following weekend after that, I have a half marathon in Traverse City. And then a couple weeks after that, I have a 50-miler trail race. So really the two things I'm training for right now are the 50K and the 50-miler trail races. The half marathons are going to be some good training runs in there with family and friends. But I post a lot on Instagram and social media about my training, and what makes it onto those platforms is typically what goes really well. And it's the days I get out and run, it's the days I have a good run, or I have something that is beneficial to getting me to my goal and aligns with my training. And what I think there's a misconception out there that I have it all together. I had somebody reach out to me a week or so ago, and they were asking for some advice, and they just flat out said, "Tim, it looks like from my perspective you have everything together. Like, you figured it out with diet, nutrition, training. Like, it seems like you got it going on, and you're down that right path." And to be honest, it could be I'm glad it looks that way, but what it did for me was had me realize that I'm not sharing everything, and I'm not sharing the bad as much as I'm sharing the good, and that's just kind of natural to do on social media. Social media is not like one of those places where you just throw out when you didn't wake up and you didn't get your run in. Like, there's no pictures and cool captions that come with that, so it kind of gets left to the side. So I'm going to start documenting my weeks. It's not going to be perfect, like follow me through every single day, but just kind of a look inside what a week looks like. And what I think you're going to find is I'm going to nail it some days. This morning, I was up at about 4:15. I'm in the kitchen. I have my carb drink, and I'm drinking it. I'm let the dog out already. I'm out the door. I'm meeting a buddy of mine for prayer at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna run about 5 miles in the woods, be home by 6:30 or so, and then go on with my day as a husband, a dad of 2, and somebody that has a full-time job. What you're also going to see, though, I'm sure you will, is the days where it doesn't go according to plan, where I do miss the call for whatever reason. Hopefully those are few and far between, but I want to share with you the struggles as well as the highlights. And my whole purpose of doing this vlog series, or whatever you want to call it, is to show you and help you believe that there's nothing different about me than there is with you. And if I can do this, anybody can do this. It sucks for me just as much as it sucks for you. I don't like waking up early just as much as the next person does. I do not like getting on a treadmill just as much as anybody does. But I had to find a place in my life where I had to start weighing the pain of doing it was not as great as the pain of staying stuck where I was. So I do it. I'd like to say that I'm perfect and there's never a day where I don't get out of bed and I don't get my morning workout in. That would be a lie. Yesterday morning, I had coffee with a buddy. There's no way I was getting in before work. And at 9 o'clock last night, I was finishing my run before I went to bed. I hate doing that before I go to bed, but I wasn't going to miss my run. So I hope you'll join along with me in this journey. Follow me through it. I'd love for you to reach out. If you need support, please reach out. I would love to talk with you and help support you. on your goals, whatever they are. Losing weight, building more muscle, training for, running a race. I'd love to hear kind of what you have going on and how I can support you. But yeah, welcome along to the journey, and I think we'll have some fun. So this morning, before we go for our run, my buddy Mark and I are going to meet for some prayer. So Mark is a friend I've met through Warrior's Way, and he has organized a few of these that happen throughout the week, but they're early morning prayer sessions with myself and a couple of the other guys, and we'll get together at a spot. Today we're at the woods at Peach, and we'll jump in a car, spend some time praying with each other, get out and run, and then go on with our day. So it's a great way to start the day. I'm excited to pray with Mark this morning. It's Saturday morning, and there's one place that we start every Saturday morning, and that's at Warrior's Way. Warrior's Way is a men's fitness group we started at my church in Brighton, Michigan. We meet every Saturday morning outside, regardless of the weather. Today just happens to be beautiful. It's about 55 degrees, sun's coming up, beautiful sunrise. And we're gonna pull in here and get a workout in with a bunch of guys. We follow every workout with a devotion, and this is where the real growth happens. We sit around in devotion, talk about the Bible and what we've heard from the Word this week. We pray for each other, we go to coffee, and this is just where it starts. All throughout the week, these guys are getting together in some form to work out together, to pray early morning before a workout together, to share burdens with each other and bear each other's burdens. This group started about a year and a half ago, and God has been so good. We've just seen so many people, so many men in our community really form a relationship with Christ, but form a relationship with other brothers in Christ that can hold them accountable and can pick up their arms when they're tired, pick up their souls when they're tired, and go through life in the battle with them. So I'm gonna throw a couple clips up here of what Warrior's Way looks like. This is how we start every Saturday morning. And then I'm gonna go meet another buddy on the trails for a few miles. It rained a lot yesterday. We even had some tornadoes in Michigan. But it rained a lot yesterday, so the trails are gonna be muddy and nasty, which is just how we like it. So stick around. Warrior's Way is always a blast. I hope you got to see some of the fun we have. The workout's great, but the brotherhood that we have formed with that group of men in our community is second to none. So if you're interested in joining, if you're in the area, by all means reach out. But if you're interested in starting something local, reach out to me. I'd love to help you get started. But I'm pulling up here. We're gonna get a few miles on the nasty, muddy trails of Island Lake. I'm training for a big race, so no better way than to do it in the worst conditions. So we've had a lot of rain out here, like I mentioned earlier, and we're about to get out and get some muddy miles in. So come follow along for that. Finished with 5 miles, just over an hour, just under 400 feet of elevation, and the trail was every bit of what we expected. A lot of water, a lot of mud, a lot of tough running, but I'm training for a 50K out here in Michigan, and at this park, Island Lake. It's called the Badlands 50K. And that's in May. So what better way than to train in some less than ideal conditions? If you only train in perfect conditions and you avoid these kinds of things, then when the race comes, you're not ready for it. You don't know how to handle it. It's good to see how the socks hold up when they're wet, what clothes hold up when they're wet, how the shoes hold up when they're wet, all that kind of stuff, and work that out now well in advance before you get to the race. So hit 5 miles here. I'm gonna do probably 7 miles tonight or today at some point on the treadmill. I may mix in 4 or 5 miles running with 2 or 3 just elevated incline walking. So we'll see what I end up for the day. But it's been a good week of training. And thanks for following along. All right, we're gonna attempt something new today. I've ran pushing a stroller, and I've ran with the dog, but I've never ran pushing a stroller with the dog. So we're gonna give that a try, because Riley really wants to go running with me, right? So we got Riley and Winnie, both gonna take them out, try to see if we can get some miles together today, and see how this goes. A few moments later. Well, that went about as good as expected. So, ran with the stroller and I've ran with the dog. I've never ran with the stroller and the dog. Let's try that today. Let's just say, did not go well. Riley, did that go well? No. Yeah, Winnie only tipped the stroller twice, I think. So
no one.
We gotta work on that technique for next time. All right, it's Tuesday morning and we're 2 days into this week, and I've ran in the morning 0 times. So starting off a bit more rough than last week. I got my miles in the afternoon yesterday. Luckily it was a beautiful day out, so got the whole family out. Wife and kids went for a walk while I took the pup for a run. And today I brought stuff with me to go to the gym during my lunchtime to get some of my miles in. I'm gonna have to get a few more this evening, but my goal is to not let my training interrupt my family time. So that's not always possible, but that is the goal. The only way that goal happens is if I run in the morning before everybody's awake, or I run at night after everybody's asleep. Usually at night after everybody's asleep is my only time that I can spend with my wife. So that leaves mornings to get my workout in without letting it impact anyone else but myself. So some mornings are easier than others. I wouldn't say any morning is just easy, but some are definitely easier than others. In the last few days, I've just gotten terrible sleep. I've gotten a lot of sleep. It's not that I went to bed late, but I don't know if it's because of time change. It's now darker in the morning. For the next several weeks, it'll still be darker in the morning than it was, last week. So I don't know if all that's playing a factor, but I got to figure it out, because I'm going to get to a point where I am not going to be able to afford the time in the afternoon it's going to take to get my miles in if I do not wake up early. So I'm sharing with you the good and the bad. When I win and lose, my diet, my nutrition's been pretty good. I would say that it's probably been 85%, 90%. So there's definitely been some slip ups here and there. But I'm going to start sharing more and more of my nutrition as well. That's a little harder for me to do, just because I'm usually eating on the fly as the day goes on, and I don't even think about stopping to take pictures of my food or anything. But maybe I'll start tracking it again in MyFitnessPal, and I'll share each day kind of what's in MyFitnessPal and talk over what I'm eating. We'll figure something out on how I can share with you what I'm eating and how I can stay accountable to that. But here we go. Here's week 2. It is Wednesday morning. This is the first morning this week that I'm getting my morning workout in. So I had time change this week, like I said, and gotten terrible sleep. So Monday, supposed to do 5 miles, ended up doing 4 miles in the afternoon with the dog. I have a almost 1-year-old yellow lab, and she is terrible at the pulling. So when I run with her right now, it is a full body workout. But I got 4 miles in with the dog on Monday. Yesterday I was supposed to do 7 miles, ended up doing 3 at lunch, so falling a little bit behind on my miles. So this morning, getting to the gym early to try to get caught up on some miles. So I'm supposed to have 5 today. This morning I'm gonna get in here and do 7 before work, and then I brought another change of clothes, so on my lunch I'm gonna come out and get 3 more to make it 10 for the day, to get caught back up on my miles for the week. So getting in this morning, I would much rather be outside, but we're kind of wrapping up some pretty bad storms throughout the night, and I just want to get in and log some good training miles on the treadmill, get the leg turnover, get a good sweat going before work, and then come back at lunch and nail the rest of my 10-mile day. A lot of bags in here. Got my morning bag, work clothes, afternoon bag, laptop. I'm very blessed that I have a really nice fitness center right down the street from work, so it lets me get in here in the morning, get as much as I can before work, and then I can get over here during my lunch hour and get some exercise in. So I'm fortunate to have this. If you know, you know.
7 miles this morning is done. It's about 11.5-minute pace, so something that's nice and easy. Just get the legs turned over, get some distance on the treadmill, and as always, don't be gross. Wipe down your machine. I sweat a lot, so I give this thing a bath every time I get on it. So don't be the person that leaves your mess for someone else. Get on here, make it nice, take care of it like it's your own, and hope others do the same. Cool down lap on the track. Oh, it's a good way to start the day. All right, so we got just over 7 miles, hour 21 minutes, and 11:34 pace. So, morning miles are done. I'll be back at lunch to knock out a few more, get my 10 in for the day, and be back on track for this week. Alright, it is 4:30 in the morning, Thursday morning, and we're getting out for 6 miles, 6-mile run this morning. I'm gonna meet Mark. We're gonna do some pavement miles just for time and ease. I didn't do my morning routine today just because I was trying to be quiet. Riley is awake, trying to get her to go back to sleep. That typically does not work well. So, sorry for my hand. That typically doesn't work well, so I'm trying to help Sarah out a little bit by being quiet, trying to get out of the house. I'm pumped that I woke up this morning when I was supposed to. Got really good sleep. I feel really rested. So I'm ready to go knock out this run. All right, like I mentioned, Mark's on his way. He's gonna meet me for some miles this morning, but he's got about 10-12 minutes before he's here. So I'm gonna go knock out a mile first just to get warmed up. I'm running a little crunched for time to get my 6 miles in by the time I gotta get back to help with the kids. So here we go. Hit a mile warm up, then meet up with Mark. All right, 1 mile, 8:54. I don't think it was max effort, but it was dang close. So 54-minute mile, went down, gonna meet up with Mark and do 5 more. All right, just finished up my run with Mark. 6 miles. I did a mile by myself first at 8:54, I believe. And then with the 5 miles I ran with Mark, we ended up finishing with a 9:30 average. So first one was about 10:05, then 10 flat, 9:50, 9:40, and then our last mile was about a 9:14. So we were pushing it this morning. It's pretty cold. I love running when it's cold. So good effort and good time with Mark. So we try to meet at least once a week. Sometimes we try to get another day in there, but we meet at least once a week and try to have a morning where we get a run or a workout in and then spend time in prayer. I love Mark, and he is definitely a prayer warrior, friend of mine, and it's encouraging and challenging in all the right ways to get out, do a really hard effort, and then spend some time in prayer together. And there's no better way to start the day. So pulling back in the house, it just hit 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna go get ready for work and then help
Sarah get the kids ready so we can get out of here on time, and then start the day.
Hey, Winnie girl. Go potty.